When you're planning a bikepacking trip, it's easy to trust the apps. But how well do they actually work once you're out there, loaded up, offline, and miles away from the nearest resupply? I'm exploring Antioquia, Colombia, where there's a lot of steep climbs, remote mountain towns, and super unpredictable weather. I'll be testing both Komoot and RideWithGPS today out in the field to find out which ones actually help you plan a safe, scenic, and reliable bikepacking trip or day ride out. And by testing it the hard way, by actually riding them. So whether you're planning your first overnighter or your next expedition, here's what really works and what doesn't. So I used two apps to plan today's ride. I used both Komoot and RideWithGPS. I have offline versions of both of the apps, so I'll be trying to test them out side by side as I'm riding today, just to basically figure out, which one works the best here. But again, I'm just doing a day ride. I've used both for longer expeditions and bikepacking trips, but let's just see how it works and report back throughout the trip. Okay, so I'm going to be using RideWithGPS on my Wahoo, and then on my phone, I'm going to be using Komoot to route with, so I can kind of compare the two side by side. Okay, I'm already noticing the first difference between the two. Just up here, RideWithGPS is telling me to take a right. Komoot's telling me to stay straight, which I'm tempted to go right because this is a very busy road in between towns. As you can fucking see. So this is my turn. I'm gonna do this one. This is what it means when RideWithGPS takes you off an off-road route. So if you're really trying to do a lot more pedaling, then maybe the Komoot way would have made more sense, but I'm definitely taking the chase regrets way today. Bit muddy and steep, but it should re-link up with like a more proper dirt road. So here's just one of the, I guess, takeaways is that on any ride or bikepacking trip when you're exploring a new place, you have to be open to adventure and a bit of a wild ride. Back onto the section where the two Komoot and RideWithGPS reunite right here. This is where I came from, and behind me you can see that's where Komoot would have taken me, which was way more rideable, clearly, and still like equally great. So this is probably where I'll come back down on the way back because I'm doing a loop today. But that was RideWithGPS, that was Komoot.
¿Cómo se llama el lugar?
Está en Nicaragua, municipio de Amagá.
¿Ese vía sigue hasta Caldas o no?
Sí, es una vía férrea y conecta con Caldas hacia allá y hacia allá, hacia Amagá.
So I was talking with a local here, and he recommended this as like the stiff way, and then the other one is actually where both RideWithGPS and Komoot routed me back through to do this loop from Amagá to Caldas. So they both actually route me up this way. It's just super steep, but totally rideable, like the guy said. Oh, and then can I hold you? Yeah, that's cool. That's so cool. So we hit another turning point. Komoot says to go that way, RideWithGPS says to go this way, which I'm quite surprised about because RideWithGPS last time sent me down like a freaking jungle packing hike-a-bike, and this time Komoot's doing that. So Clearly it's like totally different whichever way you do it. I'm gonna take a left this time because I don't wanna do the crazy adventurous route another time. I'm gonna take the more road version, which it's still super gravelly and chunky. Finally made it out of the bush and onto a paved road. Feels nice to get out of the bosque. But man, it's beautiful up here. I'm only on this for a little bit, so I'm gonna enjoy it. And then I get off the road again. Hola. Hola, hermosos. Hola, hermosos. Okay, I just made it to Caldas for lunch. This is kind of like the end of my climbing for the day. Hopefully you can hear me because it's loud here. In the plaza right now, getting a very traditional Antioqueño meal, which is a ajiaco, which is like a chicken soup. Very, very happy about that. And agua de panela, which is just basically lemonade and sugar. So how well are these apps working right now here in the field? Well, I'd say both of them are pretty much equal when it comes to like giving you a sense of where to go and inspiring you to take on the journey, because that's kind of maybe the most important part. And also in getting you out of a situation that you maybe don't want to be in. In that sense, it's really great to have both of these apps. Each of them have their pros and cons. I think Komoot here is just more widely used, so it seems like there's more points of interest here, and I could at least see like different people's routes or ways that they've gone through the area. That doesn't make Ride with GPS any better or worse, right? It's just a little bit more about who's using what in this place that you're riding through. I would look at both of them and see which one makes the most sense given the location that you're in. Getting one of these premium accounts, I would say, is a very good idea, simply because throughout the ride, I've been looking at the map countless times to see if this is the right way that I'm turning, because some of the areas that I was going through were becoming more and more muddy, and some trails became super paper thin. In that sense, it helps you to know whether or not you're kind of completely off base, or you have to go back to where you just came from. Here's another really great snack, arepita. Very popular in Colombia, and chicharrón. So on the way back, we're going to use mostly Komoot this time. Both routes are relatively similar. The only main difference is I won't be taking the shortcut that Ride with GPS had me take on the way out here. Thankfully, I only have about 300-400 feet of climbing left, and then it's all downhill, so it should be pretty chill.
Miso.
All right, so there you have it. That was the field test of both Komoot and Ride with GPS out in the field. Let us know in the comments what you guys use for routing your bikepacking trips or day rides. Subscribe and keep chasing regrets.